Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 world, where I am playing in this world called YouTube. And last time I was working a little bit on this tree farm. I got pretty far with it, I would say, but I ran out of wood. And it's happened a lot in this series. That's why I'm building the tree farm in the first place. But I figured I'd probably work a little bit more on it today. I thought I was going to have 100 subscribers. I gained 12 overnight. I had 88 yesterday. And today I've sat at 99 for a few hours. I don't know if it's going to tick over to 100, but I was going to do a 100 subscribers special and build a little monument right there. But I think that will be tomorrow. But thank you, everyone who has liked these videos, who has subscribed, who has made comments. Like, I genuinely, sincerely appreciate it so much. Um, it's been really awesome actually to see the support from everyone. But yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to just build over there, build a little monument to 100 subscribers, and then put up some signs with some of my favorite comments that I've seen, some of the most meaningful. I don't know if I'll be able to put everyone's because I have gotten a ton of comments, but I'll definitely put, maybe 10 or 15 that I've gotten. And yeah, today has been pretty great actually. I hear that music. I think that means it's almost morning, which probably means I can start trekking across this desert area. But today has just been a great day. We slept in. It's Saturday. My wife and I slept in, and once we woke up, we went over to a park. We walked about 20 minutes, and once we got there, oh my gosh, two more of these guys. We were just throwing around a football, messing around, playing games. We ate our lunch there. The sunlight didn't burn these guys before I could get them. My goodness. Or they gonna kill me. Oh crap. No, 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 no. One left. Oh, I thought I would get him. Man, I gotta look back to the footage. I think that was robbed right there. But yeah, we went over to this park. We started throwing around a football, kicking a football. She recently got me one of the stands that they use for the kickoff. Not really sure if it's called a stand or what. And I'd actually never done it before. I've played a lot of football. I've thrown a lot of football, but I haven't kicked off of a stand. So I gave it a try and I kicked the stand, the rubber stand, and I'm just wearing like a normal shoe, I'm not wearing like a cleat or anything. And it kind of bruised my toe. I was like, oh geez, that hurts. So I think I'm gonna have to watch a YouTube video, like a little tutorial for how to do it before I try that again. But yeah, it was actually really fun. We went over to this park. It was a really great experience. And we ate our lunch there. We had some ham and cheese sandwiches, and we were there for a few hours. There were all these people too that were playing. It was like a church activity, I guess. Like hundreds and hundreds of maybe not hundreds and hundreds, maybe like 60 people were there, playing flag football, playing frisbee, playing spike ball, if you guys know what that is. And honestly, it looked really fun, and it was fun for us to be there at the park. And then we came back and we started preparing. We're gonna have a Super Bowl party tomorrow. So I don't know if you guys watch the NFL. I actually don't watch the NFL that much, hardly at all. If I did have a team, it would be the Ravens, but I honestly watch so little that it's not really even worth it to me to say that I have a team. I'm a big fan of college football. I have multiple college football teams that I follow that I really like and really enjoy watching. But I've never been too into the NFL. I would say this was the year that I've been most aware of what's been going on in the NFL. But what I will say about the NFL is they have a great postseason that I think college football is lacking because the Super Bowl, I mean, that's just everyone knows about the Super Bowl, but how many people watched the the college football championship. I mean, I did. My friends came over and we had a little watch party, but I, I feel like it's way, a lot of people. I feel like there's honestly, maybe it's just in my area, there's probably more fans of college football, but there's not as much of a drive, I would say, among like people who are on the edge, that aren't like super interested or mega fans, but aren't disinterested either to watch like a random postseason game, even if it is like the two championship teams. I feel like people more just like, I'll just watch my teams and when they're out, they're out, which I think is fine. They're different sports in a lot of ways, but I do think that like everyone watches the Super Bowl. Everyone wants to see who's going to win. I know there's a lot of people protesting it this year. Like some people are mad that the Chiefs are going again, and I honestly I don't know enough about it to comment on it, but I definitely understand in the abstract feeling like refs have screwed your team over. I think it's so funny how I honestly I think there is more bias than people would like to imagine, or not that people would like to imagine, because every sports fan believes in the bottom of their heart that the refs are out to screw their team over. That's what I think, at least. But and I do too. Genuinely, when I watch my team, I get so mad at the refs. I always think they're paid off and betting on the game and whatever. But I also think and everyone would look at that and be like, well, if everyone feels that way about refs, clearly it's not true, right? Clearly this is just an emotional reaction and it's not logical. However, I think there are some times actually that it legitimately, I do think that refs, what I'll say is this, for college football at least, the refs are hired by the conferences. So there's not like they're not hired by the NCAA. Each college football team is in a conference, and that conference stands to benefit or to opposite of benefit in this. It's not like suffer, but um, they stand to gain or to lose from the outcome of games. Because if their best team goes and gets crushed by one of their worst teams, that's not a good look for the conference. All their teams are going to drop in the rankings, and they kind of end up cannibalizing themselves. So I think what ends up happening is they're like, whether you believe that refs are inherently like out to get teams or not, you have to admit that that is, in and of itself, just in the abstract, a conflict of interest. That the employers of the refs would stand to benefit or not benefit as a result of the outcome of games, right? So I don't know. I think there is more bias than people would say or think, but I think there's probably not a lot of cases where the refs are just 100% trying to rig a game in the favor of one team or the other. I do think there are times that that has happened. Actually, I think that there are games, probably a few games a season, where there are refs that literally say, "I want this team to lose and I want this team to win," because they're humans, right? They're humans like everyone else, and that bias creeps in throughout, and sometimes it gets to the point where they are actually making calls that they would know to be incorrect. At least they would know it if they could see past their bias. And I'm not even just talking about my own team, right? Like, I'm not saying, and this always happens to my home team. I was watching a game that I had no interest in either team. Like, I could not care about either team that was playing, and yet I was feeling like the refs were really, really, really trying to screw over one of the teams. And it was a major game of the season, and it all ended up being okay, but it was surprising. I thought that was a dog over there. I got excited for a second. It was surprising for sure to see that. However, I will say, if the refs were so biased, nobody would watch. Like the sport would be ruined if the bias became so evident or so pervasive. that the games were really truly decided before they had been played. Which in some ways that's how some people want it to be, except for with the ranking system, right? Like whether a team wins or lose, it's got to be ranked at the top because we know it's a good brand and a good program. That's just that's just ridiculous in my opinion. But yeah, in order to prepare for our Super Bowl party tomorrow, this was all a tangent to talk about the little party that we're putting on. It's not going to be a huge party per se. It's just like some family is coming over. Um, we're gonna eat pulled pork sandwiches. Our The pork is currently defrosting in the fridge. I got 10 pounds of pork butt. We want to slow roast it in the crock pot and basically just make some really good barbecue. But it's been defrosting for like 24 hours, and it is still like frozen solid. And it's tomorrow that the event is, so we're thinking about putting it in some hot water to continue defrosting. But it's just kind of crazy because this pork butt. I mean, it's a huge chunk of meat, right? Which will be great, but it is still frozen solid. And I feel like a lot of times for me, at least, like I'll uh, I'll forget to defrost something, and then there's usually like a way to do it at the last minute, But like this time, we've like purposefully and intentionally prepared for this outcome of where we're going to use the pork butt, and it just hasn't been it hasn't been defrosting. So we'll see. I might update tomorrow on how that went, if it cooked well or what. We uh we tried to make some pork butt a few weeks ago, but we instead of getting I can't remember what the cut was, but we instead of getting like a really tender one that would shred well, we accidentally got like and the toughest pork. That's basically like you make pork chops or like pork steaks out of it instead of like shredded pork, or barbecue. Um, but what we ended up doing, we ended up using a ton of like citrus juice in order to really like break it down, and we cooked it in the pressure cooker, which helps to break it down as well, and just put a lot of care into it, and then shredded it really really well, and it actually shredded pretty well. It tasted delicious too, so not super fatty. Kind of like when it's a little more fatty, but not super fatty at all. But I would say honestly, very very good. So I gotta think that this, using the correct cut of meat this time will at least make it better than you know the previous time that we did it, just because we were completely, we had no idea what we were doing. Now I could try to just survive the night through combat. However, with all this wood that I have, I mean, I have 4 stacks almost of wood. I want to get back. I don't want to lose my 4 stacks, because when you're far enough away like this, I mean, you could get lost and trying to find your way back to your things, and then your stack is gone, your diamond sword is gone, your pickaxe is gone, your axe is gone, everything. If you take more than 5 minutes, that's what I. It's kind of the same when you're caving, right? When you're down in a deep cave, it honestly wouldn't be too bad if I lost, like, because it is just wood and wood is plentiful, But it definitely wouldn't just be like, oh, that's okay. I really, really, really love Saturday though. It's just it's perfect for me right now because I think I have to go more over this way. Yeah, there we go. There's that desert. I haven't seen any monsters yet. That bridge kind of looks pretty from here, doesn't it? Here they are. They're in the desert. I do like how in this version you can't run away from the monsters. I mean, you can walk away from the monsters and maybe you're faster than them and maybe you're slower than them, like the spider, you know. But I like it. It's kind of nice. Someone said I should start a series where I'm playing in a modern version, and I will. I'm gonna do a hardcore series probably this week, I think. Um, I just gotta verify that my OBS is gonna work properly because for whatever reason, it's only working for specific programs and like the settings on it. They don't record 121, 1.21. I think it's because I'm playing in the Betacraft launcher, actually. That's a pretty easy fix, but I just gotta make a new. It's like a laziness thing. But yeah, this week I think I'm gonna start a hardcore series, and I will be playing in a modern version. I don't know how much it will differ though, except for that I'll be much more careful with my life in terms of like the content that I play. I think I will. Did I put those torches or is that a lava pit? Hmm. I do not like that there is a lava pit over there because lava can jump pretty far in this game. So I'll have to cover it up. I'll have to fill it with cobblestone. Yeah, I'll have to fill it up so that it doesn't jump onto this wooden bridge with wooden trees and wooden support beams and everything about it is wood. I do make backups of my world, so once I'm done with this bridge for sure, I'll make a backup, and then if it did somehow burn down, I'd just restore it. I'm not against using a little bit of cheating if something like that were to happen, because that's just like all all this effort, man, all this effort that I put into that. If it just burned down, yeah, 100%, I'm gonna go and restore from an earlier version. Which is another thing, like, some people might consider that cheating, but I think it's a game where you're just supposed to play it however you want. I mean, some people consider going into peaceful mode cheating, and I think it depends on the context that you do it in, but it's not like there's rules, for Minecraft. Like, I have a world where the nostalgia world actually. I mean, most of the time it is on hard mode, but a lot of the time, if I'm working on a project and the mobs are just becoming annoying to me, I'll just set it to peaceful mode. And you might say, well, why don't you just sleep? But I kind of like the night atmosphere. Like, it feels very calm. Feels very nice. I wonder if your volume for you guys just went up too. If so, my bad. I just realized that my sound on my computer was down. I think the program should be able to take the sound directly from it without passing it through my speaker settings, right? But who knows? I don't really know how this works. All right, so one of the first things I want to do is make a bunch of planks and build over this left side just like I did with the right, because then I can plant a ton of saplings there. And then once they grow, I can just use them to continue the bridge. It is an interesting question, right? Where When is it going to be profitable? Oh, that little area is not lit up. Yeah, because I only came this far. Wow. This right here looks very pretty. I think it'll look even better with trees once they start growing. I don't know how long it takes a sapling to grow. Oh, that must have been earlier because I think I saw that tree, but I forgot that I cut down the first one. So that is a new sapling right there. Like, look at this. If you're someone that sleeps every night in Minecraft and you just, you don't spend the night building or exploring or anything, you miss the lighting and views of the nighttime, which is, in my opinion, like one of my favorite parts of the game. So I think in my hardcore series that I'm gonna begin shortly, I am going to have a similar rule where I'm not going to use any beds. And in that, um, obviously beds would only serve one purpose because you can't, there's no point in setting your spawn point, right? So once you die, you're dead, you're gone. I had the perfect amount. It's crazy. Yeah, these trees are growing up. They're coming to life. I have so many ideas for things that I want to do in this world, but a lot of them require wood, lots and lots of wood. So I'm gonna need this tree farm to be bountiful. Really gonna need that. I I talked a few episodes ago about how I really want to make like a little Hollywood area over there where I could make some sort of movie in an old version, just because I think it would be cool. And I think one of the ideas that I have for that is like building a bunch of like kind of somewhat unsettling like liminal spaces where the character is not going to speak is just going to find them for the first time and explore through them. And I think the main problem with that is, well, it will require some time. Okay, that's four. That's not what I wanted to do. It will require some time, but actually that's just five, huh? That's not what I wanted to do either. There we go. One, two, three, four, five, six. Um, I want these spaces to be like huge to the point where it would be like kind of unsettling about like who would build this, kind of like cavern vibes. Some of them would be like tight and maybe get some claustrophobia going, but some of them would be like uh, just massive, massive room. And I've already built like a few ideas for how to do that in my creative mode testing world. But yeah, I would love some more ideas. I was thinking like kind of like pool style. Like I saw a let's play of a guy who was going through like a liminal spaces horror game, and it was a lot of it was like based around swimming pools and like weird shaped swimming pools and things. So I'm thinking like redstone torch lighting, huge cobblestone styled cavern, and like a little oak fence preventing you from like going into the water, and it's like just this massive 1 block deep swimming pool that you're blocked off from getting to, and it's like, who would build something like that? Just kind of like strange, kind of try to hit that uncanny valley feeling. I think in a game like this it's actually hard to do it correctly, um, especially for someone like me that I was saying in the episode where I was talking about this, I don't really have any interest in watching something of that content. Like even normal horror movies, like they just don't have any effect on me. I remember when I was a kid, or when I was in junior high, I watched the movie Lights Out. And that movie, I did not think at the time that it terrified me. Like walking out of the theater, I was like, "Oh, that was fine, I'm tough." But when I got home and I had to turn off my lights for something, I think I was down in the basement. Oh, you know what happened? I was down in my basement and I was gonna go back upstairs, and I opened the room that I was in to go upstairs, and the lights were off. And I went and closed the door, and I could not bring myself to leave. I found out that I actually was scared. Like genuinely, like it got me. Like it made me feel unsettled even after watching the movie. And I think that's kind of the goal of a horror movie, and I can see why that's like fun. I can see why that's a fun. It almost feels like you're taking a risk, because of that. Uh, but I was shifting. Come on, man. Cool island though. But to be honest, I haven't felt that way in a long time. Like when I was a kid and we would watch horror movies or scary movies, and my dad had like no reaction to it. I thought I would like never be like that, but since growing up and becoming a man and looking back, and sometimes my wife and I will watch a scary movie, and it just like genuinely like it doesn't affect me the same way it used to. It doesn't make me feel like it's hard to immerse myself. Uh, and the reason I bring this up is that's like for like Hollywood quality, like real movies, much less like a silly Minecraft, quote unquote horror movie. Like, is that a big tree? Is that a big tree in my tree farm? No, can't be, right? It can't be. You've got to be kidding me. I actually don't think it is. Let me cut it down to see. Oh, no, it isn't. Okay, cool. It just had weird leaf generation, but no blocks, which is fine. Whoa, I need a new mouse is the other thing. I haven't really noticed it in this series at all, but my mouse has it like glitches out where it'll move very suddenly, especially when it's on low battery. And I just use like a cruddy like $5 Amazon Bluetooth mouse, and it's been okay so far, but it's most annoying when I'm doing something in Microsoft Excel for school. Like, I'll be working on something and it will click somewhere else that I'm not trying to click on. It's like infuriating. But I feel like it's been relatively stable during this series. It hasn't made too many random jumps, and none of them have resulted in disaster. It's not like it's resulted in me dying and losing all my items in a pit of lava or anything. So that's pretty good. What can you do? A mouse is a mouse. I was looking at some like high quality mouses, and they're like hundreds of dollars, and I'm like, dude, like, okay, I do want a nice mouse, but like, I don't want a nice mouse that bad. Like, how can people afford that? For a computer mouse, if a $10 one is fine, but it's not great, and then like if you want like great, super solid quality, you have to spend hundreds of dollars. Like that seems like a pretty strange industry. Now, people will pay for luxury in almost anything. That's true. So maybe that's a little bit of what's going on, but I don't know. Cool. Okay, so when you're over here, you can see the tower and the wall. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, I do want to figure this bridge out. But before I come over here, yes, there is a lava pit, which I feel like are much more rare in modern versions. It's much more rare that you just have a pit of lava at the surface. Let's just come through and block this off. Do I have cobblestone? That will probably work better. It's a little bit more plentiful, I would say. Now, normally I might be able to use the lava pit for something, like I don't know, making more obsidian, or you're trying to kill me. Yeah, you deserve that. Wow. He was trying to push me in the lava. That was messed up. That was messed up of you, pig. But when I'm building my wooden bridge over here, I don't really want it to. I don't want it to be burned. Yeah, there we go. Boom. So I'm thinking maybe over there will be Hollywood. You know, I think that would be pretty cool. All right, I don't have too much longer. Think I just build up to it, or do I swim all the way across? You know what? Nobody got to the end of their life and just wished they rushed through things more. People wish they just took their time, took it in. So I'll probably just swim back again. Yeah, but been a very nice day today. The weather has been perfect. It's been perfect for waking up and going to the park. It's the beginning of February, obviously, so you might think it's usually pretty cold at this time of year, but for whatever reason, it feels nice and warm and temperate, and we were able to go and have a lot of fun. So I'm really grateful for that. And the sun was up and out, and it just made me feel great. Yeah, I feel like this is coming together. I also will need to extend this path going down, but that can be in another episode. I just want to get it to the edge. That's all I want. Oh, I don't want that yet because I want to build over the top. Funny. I'm pretty sure I covered all the lava, but you can still see it. You know what? I just thought of a really cool idea for I just thought of a really cool idea for this bridge. Instead of having normal pillars, I might do stairs between, because this is where the leaves will go to, and then there will be 2 blocks between every, you know. And I might do like cobblestone stairs going down into the water. I did a similar thing on a bridge in one of my other worlds. I think that could actually look pretty cool in this circumstance. No, 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 not here, not here, not here, not here, not here. Not here. Not here. Not here. Not in the middle of the ocean. Luckily, your bubbles go up instantly. Oh no. No. He, oh my gosh, he's got me. He's still following. I did not think he would follow me across the lake. Oh, this is Cow Island. This isn't even the shore. Zombie, oh my gosh, no. I thought I was on the shore by now. I think I might be able to swim faster than them. No, we're going at the same speed. But I'm more committed. I want to live more than he wants to eat me. Yeah, it's all about drive. It's all about willpower. Okay, that was a little crazy. Um, I do want to see one last time the bridge, and then I think I'm gonna end the episode there. So let's see how that looks. Okay, I think that looks much better, especially if I add some pillars, give it a little bit of texturing. But thank you guys very much. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day.